Okay. Hush. Oh, hi, you. How you doing, baby? Thank you so much. Welcome. Hi, Tato. You say hello. Hi, Echo Baby. Thank you for the love. Mhm. Mhm. Hi, Tato. Oh, I'm so glad you're doing good. Kai Kai. What are you doing? She's a princess, you know, with her pink tail. And they definitely think they are the best of the best. Yeah, all five of them are huskies or husky mixes. We rescue Siberian huskies. Oh, just a baby. Oh. Thank you so much. Yeah, they got great eyes and great eye contact locked on. She's just staring into your soul. She knows you're watching. That's because they're looking at me. Me make it always watching. Five, five husky or husky mixes. Is it a husky as well that you have? Yeah, and all five of them are rescues. We rescue and train Siberian Huskies and help them find homes. These five are personal. Oh, nice. How old is your husky? We've got the black and white one for us is our youngest, and the all white one with the pink tail. She's also the same age as the black one, so they're both 3. And then our oldest is the reddish brown one, and he's 13. I get that. They a lot of our dogs have come through a lot of trauma too. Um, one came from our newest one, Echo, the black and white one down at the bottom. She's 3 years old. Came from a hoarding house where they were breeding there with 92 dogs. It was horrible. She had never been out of her own kennel and had been forced to have 3 different litters. And so now she's just resting and rehabilitating now. Oh, that's so sad. Yeah, it's amazing though. Dogs have the psychology to rebuild and rebuild trust quicker than us humans. And so giving her a good home and place will rebuild that trust quickly. But trauma is real in all living creatures, so it takes time for every one of them. Oh, Ecto baby. Oh, it's so true. Like, I mean, it, I don't get what kind of power trip people get from being mean to these beautiful dogs. Like, they need to be loved like any creature. Like, dogs who came from wolves, wolves are genetically uh, dislike the taste of humans. Like, if that doesn't show that they were meant to be around us at all times, I don't know what is it. And I know. I think it was horrible. Like with Huskies, after Game of Thrones came out, all of a sudden everybody went and got them, and now Huskies are the second most given up dog, right below pit bulls, and above, and even more than German shepherds. Like it's crazy what they're doing, and then but people will go and spend all this money, realize that oh no, this is an independent creature that needs to be taken care of properly, and then just gives them up. If you're ever looking for another husky, I work with an amazing rescue now that finds great homes, have very high standards, um, and he worked really well with your dogs, and will find the perfect husky for you too. That's amazing. Are you in the United States? I will drop their Facebook into um, into here. Give me just a second. Let me find that. Sorry. So I dropped the link, the Facebook link in there. It's for Arctic Rescue. I personally work with them. And that's where we got Echo, actually. For reals, no, it's definitely true. And see, the great thing about them is, if you want to volunteer, they're always looking for people which do like home checks for dogs, do call interviews, things like that for their stuff. They do background checks on all their dog owners, do yard inspections before they go to a house. They need drivers if you're ever just wanting to help. And then you can just kind of be in the know-how when you're ready for a dog. You can tell them that we sent you. Um, the president will know. So they do tons of walking events where they're like scheduled hikes with like group hikes and things like that that they always need help for. Um, they needs like sometimes temporary um, fosters, so like overnight sometimes or just for like a weekend. They tons of stuff like that, and would love people to help with that actually. So um, just go on their Facebook, and then there's should be all the information on how to like volunteer, or you can look up arcticrescue.com. I really like them. I work with them personally a lot. Um, really good ethical and high standards for dogs and stuff. Um, just because I volunteer through them, I'm not actually affiliated with them though, so that's why I don't know exactly all the volunteer stuff because I've just been doing it for so long. I don't know what their new process is. You'd have to check on it with them. Um, Sometimes they do like a Zoom walk around with it, so like they just walk, verify that the house gates are gated yards, like that they've had experience with dogs before, that they have everything prepared and ready already there, set up, um, all of that good stuff. Like is what they go through. We foster through them a lot. I like to try and help dogs, especially with like that have rougher backgrounds and need a lot of training, because I've been training dogs for 10 years, professionally. Um, awesome! I'm so glad you did, and thank you for there. We are live pretty much every day, and we're gonna start doing like a daily live training with each of them soon too. I'm just recovering from being sick right now, so it'll be a week or two. But we go live every single day just to hang out. Exactly. You can train out trauma and aggression and things. It's either fear or overstimulation, and you just got to find the root of those causes. And it's so easy. And if you look at mine, I have 5 huskies. They're this calm in the house or outside of the house, just like this all the time. And it's just from training. That's why we're going to start doing a live training and start doing training videos to help show people what we do to help just create a calm household. Yeah, I do only have huskies, or they're the black one is a Malamute Shepherd mix. I always say I have five huskies just because it's easier, but he's actually a Malamute Shepherd mix. Um, and then the rest are all huskies. Um, and so I'm just so partial to the huskies, and well, and like shepherd mixes because one of them, the huskies are a husky shepherd mix too, the little tannish one. So husky and husky adjacent dogs, and just like the working dogs, I really like them, and I just think huskies are so beautiful, and so like I've always been obsessed with them, and I've always wanted my own husky pack for like sledding or something like that. And so we just found our dream house, and we've been having the dogs for years, and like I've been doing social media a little bit, so now we're making it a full-time thing, doing the social media with the dogs. Hi, Kai Kai. Yeah, our oldest one is 13. Then we've got our five turning six soon, um, turning six next month year old. Our 4 year old turning 5 year old in a couple months. And then we got our two 3 year olds. I think all dogs are cute too. I'm obsessed with all of them, but I always told myself that like I would always have huskies and a ton of them. I also really want a Samoyed dog. I really like really big hair, the really long hairy dogs. For me, the bigger and the hairier and fluffier they are, the better. Yeah, I think huskies honestly they get like a second spurt of like puppy energy after they go through their moody teenage years. And then like yeah, I just like big slobbery goofballs too. Is it a certain age? You just have to be over 18 to work for the to do the volunteer stuff. Um, for most of it. So at least that's how it used to be. I started when I was 18. Kai Kai, Echo. Yeah, no, that was me too. That's why like I that's why I ended up getting so many huskies too, is because I was obsessed with huskies then, and they're such a misunderstood dog. I started helping only rescues that did huskies, and it just happened that I just kept falling in love with certain ones that I just knew they were meant to be with me, and so I kept them. Or they were ones that I was like gonna need years of work to like fix it. Oh, I know. I think animal breeding needs to be a regulated thing and licensed thing, and have to be a health. You have to be health inspected. Dogs have to be registered. I think it needs to be a much stricter thing. Yeah, and stop breeding for aesthetics or a certain look, but for healthy genes, because that's where the most beautiful ones come from. But even like the purebred dogs, there's a way to breed them healthily and spread a good genetics, not go for genetics, not for, you know, looks or a certain trait. Yeah, I any of the squish nosed dogs. I mean, don't get me wrong. I do think they're cute, but their lives are so miserable. You know, why would you do that on purpose? Why would you want a lesser life for a living thing knowingly doing it? I know it's way too convenient. I think if you, that's why I think even owning dogs by license and think you need to have that there. And if you release a dog, you get fined for it. I think that's the only way to keep responsible dogs, that like you get fined for not for giving up a dog. Unless a, you know, honestly, for any reason. Kai Kai, no. Kai Kai, leave the cat alone. That's not for you. Echo, come. Kai, leave it. Echo, come here, Echo. Good girls. Good boy. Boys. Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. Echo. Kai Kai, remove yourself. Echo, come. Good girl, Echo. Right, exactly. And but the thing is those dogs after that are gonna need a lot of training for anybody to trust and do it. And I think the person that originally owned the dog should be the person that has to pay for it. It's the only way people learn the consequences of getting a dog and then just giving up and giving a dog and giving it up. I know. I understand that. That's what we've been doing. One dog at a time is what we've learned. I mean, granted, we have 5 of them, but that's about our limit. But maybe we can help temporarily foster and help more. And there's a lot of things you can do in the behind the, even not with the dog, that you can help rescue a lot. Eventually we want to. What we're really trying to do right now is get monetized on social medias. So if you followed us on, it's Muddy Paws Society on Facebook and TikTok, and here, watch everything. As soon as we get to 4,000 hours, we'll be able to accept donations live. Um, and would love to accept it that way. You can gift us stars on Facebook, um, or you can donate to us on a live in TikTok also right now. Just YouTube, we haven't hit that yet. So, but if you'd follow us there on Facebook and TikTok, we go live on theirs a lot too. In fact, I fixed my computer so I can go live on everything now and not just stream from my phone. So we'll be doing it that way in the next few days. And honestly, just liking all our videos, watching all of them, it helps a lot more than you think. We don't yet, not yet. That's the thing. We will soon, but that's going to be in the next few weeks. We're just trying to get that set up for stuff like that, actually. Um, it's just a lot of paperwork stuff that we're waiting to hear back from. It's because we're trying to set up a nonprofit way. I don't really know of any other way we could besides that right now. Um, we do have a Streamlabs link for Twitch, things like that. But yeah, those they do take a part of it, but it's not very much. When it's YouTube, Facebook, we get pretty good rates. I will. I'll have one set up by. That's a good idea. I can set up a Cash App, Venmo, and PayPal for it, and have it set up by the next stream. So by tomorrow. I can do that. That's awesome. Yeah, I definitely will. I can create an Amazon list because we are Amazon affiliates. Um, actually, and that's another way we make money too. So using our affiliate codes through Amazon, even if you just use our affiliate code to log into Amazon, you'll um, anything you buy for the next 60 days after that, it helps us. We get a kickback, but we can also do like a wish list. I never thought about that. Not honestly, we always been doing it out of our own pocket, and so we just like thought the social media. Never thought people would want to actually send us anything. We just try and do it out of the goodness of our hearts. So like I would love to do that, and then we could help so many more other dogs. Thank you so much. Yeah, well, we're in Utah right now. Um, but we travel all over. A few years ago, we lived in southern Georgia, and then we were in Portland, and we like to travel a lot. But we did just find our dream property to kind of set up a home base too. So, but we still plan on traveling all over, and we always travel. We never go on vacation or travel without our dogs. So. I really want to. The biggest problem with that is I have a pretty severe autoimmune stuff. So big groups and groups, things like that are sometimes can be really bad for me, make me really sick. Um, and so we do a lot of like camping and like solo adventures, so we can do like some one-on-one stuff. They're just like it's just hard being there. Eventually, we want to set up our training facility and do like small like live training sessions um, with people so they can be there in person and train with their dogs, or just like if they just want to see the dogs and do like a seminar type of thing. But that'll be down in the future, um, even when just so my health can get better. So that's why we're doing the live streaming, is so we can connect with as many people, and we always are live, just letting the dogs play in the yard and just kind of show our complete day-to-day life with them. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was like, I just have to get to that point. And honestly, I just got to get to the point where I can do endurance for it too, because I'm rebuilding. I'm just getting back from recovering from major surgeries and autoimmune stuff. And so we're actually going that's why we're restarting training with all of the dogs from square one. We just got through with Echo, just like getting her used to being here after adopting her. So now we're going to do the serious training with all of them there, and I'm trying to build my endurance up there. But after that, we're going to be definitely doing that. That's kind of part of it, is just us doing a healing journey all together. Um, yeah, I think they can be, but I want to show what I do realistically with all my dogs. I'm open to every style. I think every style misunderstood the intention behind it, but I think I focus on a bond first, a set of training style where you bond with the animal and set up with it that way. And I think if you focus on the connection of a with the dog first, the training is just fun, and then your dog becomes obsessed with you, and it makes everything else better. So I mean, look at them. I've got them toys out there, play areas, that all of this, and just because I'm standing by the phone talking, almost all of them are sitting there in some way paying attention to me, not playing, scouting around. They're just being calm, relaxed, and watching. And so that's what, like, I want to focus on it. So I don't want people to set rules because I want people to talk. I want it to create a place where every person's valid in some way, but if you don't do it out of love and focus on the bond with your dog first, none of them are going to work. And to show that slow and steady is really the only way to have a happy, healthy relationship with your dog. And honestly, any problem that you have with your dog, I show that it's your fault and never the dog's. And so if anybody can have a problem with that, they're just going to have a problem with me. So, and I don't really care because I know my dogs are happy and healthy and living their best life. I don't use mean tools. I don't use mean things. And yeah. Right now I don't. I've still got to get some stuff set up. But I definitely do need a team and would love a team to start there probably soon. So I'll keep you in mind and just keep reminding me at least like once a week that you're interested in. I have really bad ADHD. I'll try and remember to like save your name on here and stuff. Follow me on Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook, and then DM me on one of them. Um, and we'll stay in touch about that. Yeah, right now it's just me and my wife that manage the dogs and manage everything. And so we definitely aren't in a position to pay anybody, though. I hope it'd have to be volunteer right now until we're at a point because right now everything's out of our pocket. Oh yeah, no, for reals, yeah. For them to get come around me, that's definitely I'd make people follow it, and they can just deal with that if they want to. If they want to see the dogs in me, it's just to protect my health. It's like I'm not even like a clean freak type of person. It's just with autoimmune stuff, I catch things so easily, and it puts me down for days, and that just hurts me and the dogs. So if you have any questions about any of the dogs, let me know. If you want to know any of their past or their age or anything about them. So Jack is my oldest. He is the reddish brown one. I got him when was 2 years old, and he's 13 years old now. Um, he was my not my first husky. Unfortunately, my first were rescues that went to other homes, or I had a couple puppies pass away. I had just lost a puppy when I found this guy on with through a rescue. He was at an apartment living in a, a closet. Spent every day, all day in a closet there, and so I rescued him at 2 years old because the day I walked in and he ran to me and pressed his head so deep into me, and I knew he was my soul dog and best friend. So I got him and started to learn how to train service dogs professionally, and trained him to be a service dog. Um, and had him for about 4 years until I got married, picking up Kai. He's our just about to turn 6 year old. He was my, I got through another rescue at 7 weeks old from a backyard breeder situation where I got him. But I also surprised picked him up at 7 weeks old because that's just what they were doing, trying to get him away. And he was the runt of the litter, actually. And I picked him up as a surprise gift to my wife, who had lost her German Shepherd. But I wanted something mixed with the husky always. I always like to rescue that, or, a northern breed dog like that. So he was a Malamute Shepherd mix, and he was the runt of the litter. So he's my wife's engagement present when I moved to the South to marry him. Marry her, sorry. Uh, and now he's our 110-pound guy, but he thinks he's the smallest guy in the whole pack. Our next girl is Delta. She was another backyard breeder rescue. Okay, before I tell you about Delta, so I had Jack in an apartment for 4 years before I got an apartment. Before I got a house with a big yard. So for 4 years, me and him lived in an apartment. It takes a lot of training. You've got to get them kennel trained. You can't ever trust a husky outside of their kennel. You got to get one. They're gonna cry, and it's gonna take a lot of work kennel training them. If you can do that, and then maintain like taking them to the parks, give them an everyday training session, because huskies need mental stimulation more than they need physical. I know that's kind of what not a lot of people do. Huskies are great endurance dogs, but the more you walk them, just makes them want to walk more there. But if you focus on their mental stimulation and then exercise, they are worn out a lot more satisfied. So it's a lot of work because they are much more high energy dogs. But if you focus on the mental stimulation, the training exercises first and then exercise to wear them out mentally, then physically, you can succeed easily. And like, it doesn't even have to be like heavy stuff every day. I would say mental stimulation is even more important because huskies love to sleep up to 18 hours a day. So, that's they only want about 6 hours of that's waking up, eating all their foods. That's all their training, their exercise, everything, and then they should want to sleep up to 18 hours, and that's your goal. I understand that, but the thing is a husky is always going to push their limit. So if you're living in an apartment and you're leaving him there, eventually they're gonna try something. Uh, unless you've husky proofed your house, like our house, we always kennel all of them because we have multiple dogs and it's a safety issue. I never leave dogs alone that are in their safety, that are together, unless they're in their kennel. I also, huskies are very close to dogs that like to burrow. Huskies like to make their own dens and caves there. It makes them feel safe. It's a really big research thing. So kennels mimic that too. So your husky is able to relax better when they have a small space to do that in, or their own little den there. Especially if you're going to have multiple in the house. But even with one, having them have their own den is perfect. My dogs have their own room now, and with each of them have their own kennel in there. I feed them in there and all that stuff. But half the time, each of them will go in their own kennel with the door wide open. Doors open, I'm home, and they'll just be resting in their kennels themselves. With the doors wide open, it's not a bad place for them. You want to make it feel like it's their own personal little home and den. And trust me, that's going to make them so happy being left at home. It's going to make them feel relaxed. And then they love to be... Huskies want a task. They want to know what they're doing. So the more you can train them to do and more like work type stuff you can do, uh, they are happier. I have all of 5 of mine all trained to be anxiety alert dogs, physical support dogs, like as service animals, fully trained to do that. And so they're always on alert, ready to work. They're on a task, and it makes them so happy knowing that there need to be work. It gives them something to focus on, and making it you the person that they're focusing on is going to make them the happiest because they like to be with their pack. They like to know what they're doing, and they like to feel like they have a job that they're doing for you, because huskies are at that level where they think you're equal. I mean, I'm always learning, and this is just me always constantly doing. And like, I feel like there's no perfect way to raise a dog. You need to you need to raise the dog that's in front of you. The information I'm giving might be biased with what they need because I have 5 huskies and I bring in a lot of rescues. So I have very much strict rules because I'm always having newer dogs come in and I make all the dogs follow all the same rules there just to keep order with them, make them happy. So, honestly, I say all those things now, but when I had Jack for the first 4 years, he had a kennel in there and I did train him and he'd go in there, but that kennel was wide open and left in a full open bedroom, my bedroom there, where he could get into anything there, and he never touched a thing. Never would. I can leave the door open and Jack would never ever exit a door without me giving him permission. I've tested it before and he just won't leave. But my other dogs would bolt because of they're just young and not fully there. So they're always stuff. Look, so the thing is, the best, what no trainer is going to tell you is the best trainer for a dog is going to be you. A trainer should be teaching you how to train your dog, and you should be training your dog every day. There are rare cases, but the thing is a dog's, even with board and trains, the dog's gonna have to take another learning process of then learning all those commands with you again. And so it takes another, say if I do a 3-month board and train, it's gonna take him another 3 months to be fully as good with you as he was with me at the end of the 3-month train. It's gonna be a lot easier, but it's gonna require you doing the same thing every single day with him again anyways. So that's why I'm gonna start like the live training stuff soon, like 2 or 3 sessions a week, because I'm gonna start from the very beginning with all 5 of them, and I've got dogs from 13 years old that's gonna go do it to 3 years old, and I've only had for 3 months, to a 3-year-old I've had for years, and all there. I'm gonna train all 5 of them individually, and we're going to do it on live so people can ask questions and do it with them. Because I just want to share the information. I was thinking, after like you were talking about donation stuff, I was thinking about doing like Patreon type stuff as well. the thing is that I don't view them as like I own my dogs either. And the thing is it takes a lot longer to train them that way, and that's why trainers say that. And you can have dominant dogs, and you've got to kind of do it individually, case by case. So like what's there, but it's a long process of teaching them what no means, uh, without being violent. And the thing about it, a dog doesn't do something wrong intentionally. So it's because they didn't understand what they were supposed to do in that situation, or they're or it's an anxiety response, any mess up with the dog. We people anthropomorphize people, dogs a lot, and try and give them a reasoning level that us as adults might have, on an emotional level, and they just don't have that as much. And so a lot of the dogs don't want to do things bad to mess up or get attention. They just don't understand what they're supposed to be doing in that situation, or it was an anxiety thing that they did just get overwhelmed and act up like a toddler would. But you shouldn't scream or discipline a toddler. So there's different ways to do it, but I don't see getting mad at your dog there. It doesn't, because it doesn't do anything good. You know what I mean? And I don't wouldn't say necessarily harm, but it doesn't do any good either, because I focus on building a stronger relationship with the dog first, and everything we're doing is building a bond with them, and there where they think you're their whole world. Um, would you keep wanting to be friends with somebody that was always getting mad at you for something you don't understood why it was bad? You know what I mean? Like, and that's the thing is like, you can always do more, and I'm always learning new stuff and changing my approach and doing things, and I that's why I'm always going back to the basics with my dogs at least once a year, because I've learned a whole bunch of new stuff by within a year, you know. Right, exactly. And the thing is like pooping in the house. There's so many things that with dogs' stomachs that I've learned that it can be triggers of stress. You know what I mean? Or it's a stress response, because a lot of dogs, especially huskies, you know, they are intention. They're clean animals. They're clean dogs. Don't like things. So if they have an accident in the house, there's something external causing it usually. You never liked trainers? I have definitely seen aggressive huskies. I have been attacked. I've been bitten. In fact, I had one. I was working with a client that bit me, and my arm got infected. Uh, it does happen, but a lot of fear that is in husky, or like aggressiveness, is stems from fear and anxiety and overstimulation, because huskies get overstimulated super easily. That's why you've got to focus on their mental stuff even more than their physical. Mila, how's it going? Welcome back. Yeah, no, I get that. I think normal people don't understand. I don't, never think Huskies are first-time dog owners. Needs to be somebody with a lot more experience or willing to learn it immediately. Oh, I know. I mean, there's tools that aren't shock collars that you could use, but there's such a stigma that I don't even recommend them that or use them anymore because of the stigma around them that could have been good, but an industry that was led by money ruined it. I get it, man. Oh, Mila, I'm so sorry. What exams are you doing exactly? And the dogs are doing great. We don't know if you saw we dyed Yuki's tail pink again with her little ears. True. Echo's been really getting settled and relaxed, and the other guys just enjoying this nice breezy morning. Right, exactly. I wouldn't put one on. What I always say is I wouldn't put one on myself or my kids or somebody I loved, so I won't put it on my animal. I know. You should watch. A couple of days ago, we had a live. It should be up where it when it snowed here in Utah randomly. Came down hard, and you can see her little pink tail popping through the snow. There, it's super cute. Oh, that's cool. I mean, that does sound a lot. I mean, honestly, I struggle with just normal English. It's kind of sad. I'm dyslexic, so it's terrible. Yeah, there's tons of animal safe dyes now that, again, if I want to do it to my use it on my kids or myself, I wouldn't use it on the dogs. And these are all it's probably safer than normal dyes that we put on our own heads. So, and you know what? It makes us happy and it doesn't hurt them. So, in my opinion, other people's opinions are invalid. For reals, yeah. You know what? I'm pretty smart, even though I struggle with reading. I still listen to audiobooks. I still can consume the same knowledge, but I don't really care. Thank you so much, Mila. I got the kicker. I got the ADHD and the dyslexia combo. So I have trouble paying attention even when I can make out the words. Oh, I get it. I that's why I took a job in like graphic design and art stuff like that for years. Now, I mean, computers took that away, but I did that for years and years because it was the only thing I could do with that wasn't like full of numbers or things like that. That was also an office job because I didn't want to do construction anymore. We all got this, man. We're all just doing our best, and that's all that matters, man. No matter how hard people pretend we're not perfect, we all fall short in some way. And it's alright. That's how we learn and how we grow. Even though some things are harder, it's easier in other ways. Like dyslexia. If you're dyslexic, I've been learning 3D animation and coding. Your brain thinks in 3D when you're dyslexic. That's why it's so hard. You understand it a lot more getting into computer coding and maintenance and stuff. It's crazy how much easier it is. I've just been doing that as like a hobby learning. See, I do the same thing, but with faces. I cannot remember faces and names together. I cannot ever connect all the information I have about you, because I'll remember a lot about a person, but I can never connect it to their face that I'm seeing until I'm told their name and how we met, and then I can finally start connecting the information. But for some reason, I can't ever connect that with people, no matter how hard I try, unless it's somebody I've known for years. Oh, I know. Honest to God, every person I'm meeting, like, I'll always have an inkling I know the person. So I'll just pretend like we've been best friends forever, trying to piece together how I even know this person or their name, information at all. And it's not just like 1 or 2 times meeting the first time. It's got to be like 20 or 30 times before I can connect there. I have to like write down, save their picture in my phone, write down every piece of information I know about them, how I met them, where I met them, everything in my phone, in case they text me. Yeah, no, it's brutal. Honestly, they really should. Or because I also have auditory dyslexia, so I'll think one thing, and different things will come out of my mouth. or like I can't communicate my words from my brain to my mouth correctly. Or I'll completely hear something different than what my brain processed. Bunny boy, how's it going? Yeah, you know our brown one just the best boy ever. Jack is the best. Our 13-year-old boy. Now, I know there's just not a lot of research on it, and then so many people now over self-diagnose and don't get a proper diagnosis, and so I understand that. I didn't get um, my autism diagnosis until I was 19. I was 18 when I was got dyslexia, and 17 when I got ADHD, and I had to make all the appointments myself and take care of it and pay for it to go to a doctor to get the help and medicine I needed. Um, First, go to your primary care doctor, and then a psychologist and a primary care doctor both have to sign off on it, saying and do the tests. But it'll start with your primary, and then they'll refer you to a psychologist, not a therapist, but an actual psychologist has to do it. Oh, of course. I think more people need to be willing to be open and let them know when issues happen. We're all struggling. There's no point in hiding it. Of course, thank you so much just for supporting. No, it's so true. It's it, we can't expect to put our own insecurities on other people, our own problems, but understand that we're all going through the same thing, and it's not wrong there. If if all of us are going through the same thing, it can't be wrong. But why not help each other, or at least talk about it, or be open about it? You're no weaker for being honest, and it doesn't discredit that it happened just because you talked about it. Um, I honestly am not sure. This morning I'm just kind of doing some morning chores and letting the dogs just kind of seeing the weather. Our yard guy that comes and mows the lawn for us is going to be here, and when that happens, they're going to be cutting down a bunch of ragweed next to us, and I'm super allergic, and my dogs are allergic to it too. So we'll be coming in then. I just don't know when they're going to get here. So we're trying to give them as long as they can outside, because after they cut, um, they'll be spraying for bugs too, so they won't be able to go outside for a few hours. So for a little while longer at least. Yeah, but we are on every day, and I try and be on as long as like my energy and health can handle that day. I'm trying to get it set up so we can do more stuff like gaming with the dogs, when we're inside doing stuff like that, and do like full day streams, but like average life with a dog, 5 dogs, live streaming is my goal. Here's the thing about huskies. Huskies are pack animals. Huskies want to be with you more than they want to be outside, more than they want to be alone. So if you can fulfill those needs by training them indoors, and they'll be outside a lot, and go as many, parks and things like that as you can. I don't like going to dog parks, but do that. But thank you so much. And see, that's the thing is like I had a chronic illness where I was bedridden. Had 4 of these guys still for years. They're this happy and well behaved. And I've had smaller yards there. And my dogs are never allowed outside without me being there. And they're always with me there. And that's what makes them happy, is they want to be they want to be viewed as equals when it comes to a husky. Just hit parks. Yeah, you go on walking park. Go find those. Go make a goal to hit every like duck pond in your town or area. If you've got mountains, go hike with them. It's great for bonding with them. For hot days, you can get an indoor treadmill, like called a slat mill. We'll have one set up soon again, where they can run on it, and you can put a treadmill next to it and even walk while they get to run as fast as they want on it. That's a good way to do it when it's hot and you both can get a lot of exercise together. Some of the best drills you can do is just be in your own driveway, go up and down, turning, and every time you turn and keep it, she looks at you, you give them a treat. They'll never get tired of it, and you can just do up and down like that, and it creates good. It teaches them how to heal naturally, and teaches them how to keep your pace. Because then you can change your pace how you want, and as long as they're walking next to you, keeping that pace, looking at you, keeping attention. There. No, I've had so many of my dogs attacked too, to a point where, well, I've been bitten because I'm defending them. I now wear boots that I will defend my dog's health safety beforehand, but then I train my dogs to act in situations like that too, to let me be the one that defends. So I train not my dogs to, when things like that happen, to get behind me. They don't guard me, I guard them. That's how it's viewed when it comes to stuff like that. You got to make sure that they know that you're 100% safe there. And then I'll kick at another dog. Most of the time, other dogs, if you get loud enough and firm enough but don't act scared, they're going to stop and question there. Worst thing you can do, pick up your dog. Try and pick him up when the dogs are attacking, because you're just making him a defenseless chew toy at that point, and it makes other dogs even more excited to go after Bear. And best thing to do is, like, when you're gonna interact with a dog or there, I just turn around or step off a path fully. As there, I never take them to dog parks. It's a breeding ground of injury and disease. It's good intention, but it's just bad execution and unregulated. Doggy daycares are good sometimes too, I think. If you got to research it, make sure they've got a good program, but they are really good for socializing, because they'll temperament test them. Well, unless you can, like I said, unless you can make sure that dog can't be touched by the other dog, it's never a good idea to try and pick them up. Like anything like my dogs, I would never try and there. It makes other dogs want to attack faster. It triggers that in their brain when you do that. So, and then it gives them a target to focus all of that energy on, a burst of energy. So that it's the prey drive. That's what it, sorry. My brain's not working with the today. But yeah, it makes their prey drive go crazy, and it spikes it when you cause emotion and do stuff, lift a dog up like that, because they recognize defenseless animals and defenseless stuff, and it sends an instant hit of dopamine in a dog brain to then chase after that object and thing. And unfortunately, all dogs have that, especially when they don't have a trained dog that has been trained to ignore. Oh my gosh, I just saw that video. Um, Not too long ago, like last week. It was so cute. Yeah, I think if you can find a doggy daycare that has, like, good regulations on the amount of dogs, following all of the laws, are licensed, they are insured, they know how to train and be with groups of dogs and do temperament evaluation, and actually stick with them, are fantastic socializing opportunities if you're not able to be with them 24/7. I don't think you need to do it every single day. I think that is like a once a week thing, in my opinion, if you're going to do it, just to give them a burst of socialization. Because, like I said, your dog's whole world should be mostly you. And so, and they also should be getting at least 18 hours of sleep a day also. So that's 6 hours to make sure that it's all about you, and that's feeding time, exercising, socializing time, everything. It's their, a dog in sleep debt is a dog that's unregulated. Good girl, Delta Moon. Oh, such a good girl. No, I get that, and that's why you need to research the place that if you're gonna do something with them. You know what I mean? And I mean, I'd never use any physical type of stuff with them personally, with my dogs. The most I'll do is if they're gnawing, I will grab their, like, start to gently grab their um, mouth to teach hand boundaries. That's it. Well, okay, so here's the thing. I love cats. I don't have any cats right now, but let me tell you some stories about cats. And honestly, okay, first of all, I have a close friend. She takes her cat paddleboarding, and it's on a leash, walking on a leash there. A cat can be trained just like a dog. Um, I the reason I don't have a cat right now is because I want that giant breed cat that's like super hairy and fluffy. I want one of those. Um, and like they're very expensive though. But they're like trainable like a dog. But see, when I had Jack, my I had to move back in to help my parents for a bit, and my mom had a kitten. Would go in, pick up that kitten, carry it to his kennel, and they would sleep every single day. Since that kitten was 12 weeks old, would pick it up, carry it, walk over there with it, and would snuggle with that cat all the time. Uh, we don't have one right now because we just got Echo, and Echo has a super high prey drive. Our neighbors have cats, and we have an unofficial cat here. It's a barn cat that is just like on the property sometimes, but sometimes aren't, and it's in our little barn over there. And she wants to eat that cat, and so I need to work really hard with her. That's another reason why we want to train her, because we want to get that cat next. So, um, so I think that, let's see here. Sorry, let me reread this. Yeah, no, the person that I know that takes some paddleboarding, she has like a full harness set up, and that cat just walks around, and it learns to walk on a leash and can learn to heel and sit and do that. Like any cat can learn to do that, and they'll just follow along, and like she'll put them on a long line too, and just let it go out and run around. So it's pretty cute. It's a good way, especially if you have a declawed cat. You just always want to watch them because a lot of things want to eat cats. If you so never want to leave them alone on a leash. But you never want to do that with a dog either. And with dog shoes, I think that if you're going to walk, if your feet can't handle the cement and pavement there, why do you think their feet can? So if they're going to be out in a dirt and grassy way there, I don't put dog shoes on them. Or if we're like hiking on a spot that's not super rocky, I don't put dog shoes on them. As a person that has had so many torn paw pads and has tried everything, from like walking them on concrete there normally, and was a constantly active. It's not like they were, and then I would always moisturize their paw pads and all that, and still was getting ripped off. Jack had almost his entire front paw pad ripped off 3 different times since I had him. So after trying everything I could to like strengthen and make it good, I started wearing them. And then I read even more about like even Iditarod racers put dog shoes on their dogs so they get better grip, strength, and protection from the snow. So yes, I think they're great. I mean, concrete and asphalt can get so hot that you can cook things on it just from the sun. Expecting anything to walk on that bear is insane. So if you won't do it, they shouldn't do it. Because if it's warm for you, which like it warmer, it's burning hot for them. You know, honestly, I feel the same. I sadly every cat I've had has been declawed. Well, most of them were declawed except until I got older and learned. And then she was in Georgia. Her name was Princess Diana. She was our little barn cat. Uh, I kept her claws in, and she was an inside and outside cat, and she was so much happier than any of the other cats that had their claws taken out. Like, would you want your nails ripped off? I mean, I don't know about them, but I was able to train all my that cat to let me cut her nails just like I did with a dog. It just takes time. Yeah, exactly. And so it's like that's why I mean like a Maine Coon is what I want. That's the cat that I type I want because I want like one that can like be around the dogs and handle themselves. I'm gonna of course, let it keep its nails. It's gonna be living in a house with dogs. It's how it defends itself. I'm gonna round. I'm gonna cut her nails, take the point off, like I do with all the other dogs. Too, she's gonna be trained with them there, but she needs to have that defense and that anatomy on her. Like, yeah, I've heard they are smart, just as smart and trainable as a dog. They have the same IQ level, which is like 86, which is insane. That's like the average intelligence of like a 12-year-old, between a 7 and a 12-year-old. Yeah, I know. I want one so bad. That's our next dream pet. Now that we have this big property, I want to make her want to make her a huge catio. I know, I know, and my justification is that if I can get him and train him well, it would be the perfect cat to train other dogs and rescues to not chase cats and drop their prey drive because they're so trainable. Because the best way to train a dog is to have another dog that's already trained be there because they'll help. Um, and so uh, I want to do that, but with also the cat because they can be trained that level. It's the way I justify it that I can help more dogs by getting him and doing that. You know, one day. I know they're so expensive though, so it's going to be a long time before I could afford to do that. Really? See, like from like I research is like a lot of them will like walk out on a harness like he can is loves water. Like there's a lot of like them that do it that way. Because like the Maine Coons are like the giant breed cat, right? We are talking about the same thing. They are definitely all act different, and so that's why I was like, when I get one, I want to know the breeder like has had them for a long time, knows the personalities of the parents, like no, like I when I get one, I want a very specific personality that I'm shooting to get. So, Edward, how's it going? Thank you so much. Thank you so much. We're gonna switch window sills real quick. Get a little bit different view, I was thinking. Let's see here. Thank you so much, Edward. We're doing good. Man, we're up and we're going and we're just enjoying this beautiful day. We got the lawn guys coming. They're gonna come and mow and knock down all this ragweed that's next to us and for me. And I'm like, I'm super allergic to it, and my dogs, half of them are allergic to it too. And so when they start spraying, when they go and mow there, they're also gonna spray it. So we're all gonna be stuck inside. So the dogs are enjoying the outside time today. Yeah, I definitely will. Luckily, I used to do work for my father-in-law who did pest control and like fertilization stuff. So I am here. I am licensed. It's just because of health. It's such a big property. It's hard to spray down. So we're doing it for fleas and all of that stuff too. And so, but these guys are also, I can make sure that they spray it and apply it right. And I know enough to where I told them not to do any of it. Um, so it can't. There's not a chance it can reach the dogs. But I'm just giving them the most time out they can because they will be stuck inside for the rest of the afternoon once the lawn guys get here. Yeah, you know what? Like my dogs are lazy when they have to be, and they have zoomies when they can and play. Like, they a happy dog isn't a crazy dog. I mean, a young puppy, yeah, a lot of energy and things, but like, I love older dogs because they're just mellow and they just want to be with you and enjoy life with you, and they're gorgeous. And they're smarter and easier. Yeah. How old is your cat? I when I was growing up, I had a cat named Tom. He was all white, almost like Yuki over here. And he was the like very protective because my mom ran a daycare out of her house, but she was very protective, like a dog, of the kids. One time, these pit bulls got out of a neighbor's yard, and my cat chased the dogs, and the dogs ran away screaming down the road for almost 2 blocks until the dog jumped back in the yard, and my cat came back to me because I was chasing after him there because I was in my like teens when I saw it happen. It was the coolest thing. That he passed away at being 25 years old, and he was the coolest cat ever. Yeah, senior dogs are best, man. They're like, that's when you like really build that bond with the animal, and they like are calm. Senior dogs learn, I honestly think, the best because they're the calmest and uh easiest to like not get distracted. Like, I used to have a cat just like that. Too. He was the cat I got after Tom, but the thing is he had always been an indoor cat, and my sister let the open the door, and he bolted out, and he was jet black, but just with this a little scruff of white in there, and then like a little black diamond in the white part, and so it looked like he had a little butler's tie. So we called him Butler, and but he ran away, and I could never find him because he got let out at like 2 in the morning, um, and my sister couldn't catch him, and he was just gone. I never saw him again. It was the craziest thing. I was there. My pork. That's why I've more of a. I've always had more dogs there. I've just my poor cats have never had. They've all had bad things happen to them, and it's just because they get to roam far and move around, and so this time I want to set up a catio and like do a full training regimen, like so they don't ever leave properly, but can still have like in and out time. Oh, that's so cute. I love when dogs and cats can be best friends. I'm so sorry. It gets vulnerable. Here. That's so awesome. I spent months looking for a butler, but he just disappeared. I wouldn't be surprised. He was so smart. He probably got out and found a new home. Like, is what I hope to think. Because he was just such a pretty black cat too. Now I've got this beautiful black dog. That was way before I even had him. Oh, that's so cute. Yeah, my mom, she has one poodle, but she rescues cats all the time. She's probably rescued 20 cats. She like keeps them for a while, and she's really good at getting them trained to like to be bathed and be inside cats and like well behaved for that. She's like the cat whisperer. I wish she'd start a YouTube channel of just that. And then she'd find them new homes, and then she's had a couple of like kittens and things like that. She's raised up and then found them homes and stuff like that. Yeah, it helps. It's because cats are a lot more direct with wanting to bond, and like they want to be close and attention and be part of their. That's but also have be separate, a separate entity of themselves. They're so smart, right? For reals, somebody needs to do it. I always tell her, you know. I mean, she just doesn't want to look like because she's my mom's 65, so she doesn't want to look like the old crazy cat lady. So, your dog is a husky, right? Yeah, tell me about her. What's her coloring? What's her eye color? What's her personality? What's her name? What's her breed? I love knowing about dogs. I also always follow back on social media accounts too. So if you followed me there and you post about your dogs or like they have a dog account, DM them to me so I can go follow all of them because I love just seeing dogs. I love seeing them. Makes me happy. I love seeing any animal. So Oh, Hermione. I love that name. That's so cute. I love that sassy attitude. That's what our all white one is like. The one with the pink tail now. She's the sassiest and most vocal. She talks at you and just rah, 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 and then just will huff at you. And then the next one is oh yeah, she thinks she's top dog, and she's not. Like she gets bullied so much because she thinks she's top dog, and all the other dogs are trained and know to just be calm with her and not do anything, but don't let her push them around. And so like they're not aggressive or mean, but like she gets bullied sometimes because she's like starts bugging everybody. Oh, that's so cute. Yeah, my uh, mine like all but Kai and Yuki know how to give paw, like give me slap, like high five type paw. Um, and they also know like kiss. So you know like the how this is like the kiss signature, and you put it like up next to your mouth there. So I trained this as kiss, so they'll come up there and give this lick when I give them a command to come and do it. That is my husky to the T, especially my old boy. He likes to act like he's tough there, but his tail gives away his waggling. He'll be like, while his tail is just waggling happily. And if you don't pet him while he's gurring, he'll wait, give it a second, and then try and jump on you to get more attention. But he just, and I tell you what, if I tell him no, he lectures me. I need to make a whole new batch of treats to get him to start wooing at me for him again. I used to be able to get Jack to do it just by doing hand motions like this. So I'd get her, I would FaceTime my wife with Jack talking, and anytime she responded, I could get him to talk behind the screen where she couldn't see me, so she could talk to Jack through the FaceTime with him, and it was really cute. That he was the best wingman. It's how I landed me a woman. Landed me the perfect woman. Sorry. Oh, I know. Yeah, like same. My husky, he would not put his teeth on me for there. He will try and act big and tough, but no, it's just growl. It's because they're just vocal. Like they'll growl and not give off this uh body tension and like what's the word? My brain's just not clicking. It won't look like their body is giving the signal of anger, but they'll growl just to get attention. Yeah, or just to express discomfort without their body showing discomfort too, because they're just very a vocal dog. Edward, man, thank you so much. Yeah, I'll be there. I'll definitely be up on Saturday, too. So today was nice, good extra long one, but that's just because we were uh, kind of planned it so the dogs could have a good time outside too and just relax and enjoy the cool breeze before they were stuck. I think it will forever. She loves the dogs just as much as me and is just as obsessed with me. So, like, and has all the same viewpoints as with the dogs as I do. So it makes it so much easier. And like, our passion is our dogs together and like rescuing and helping more of them. Thank you so much. Oh, I get that. Like, Yu Yu is just a little runt. She is what almost all of my dogs actually were the runt of the litter. Like Delta right here, she was the runt of the litter. Yuki supposedly was runt of the litter, because she passed through a couple of owners before she came to me. But that's the closest we know, and her size kind of says it. Kai is 110 pounds. He is fully healthy weight, perfect there, great joints. He was the runt of the litter also. I'm just, I wish I could have followed up with where the other dogs went to see how big they are with him. Like, and then Jack and Echo, both we got passed through so many people. Don't know if they were the runt, but they're pretty standard size for husky male and female. These two right there, they. That's hilarious. Yeah, I know somebody like trained her cat to go paddle boarding. She goes takes that cat hiking and it just rides on their shoulder. I had a cat that I trained to ride on my shoulder while I mowed the lawn. He would drape over my shoulder like a scarf the whole time I mowed the lawn. Like they're such a smart animal that you can do so much with, and they will do so much for a treat. They're so food motivated. Oh, really? The black and white one or the brown and white one? Yeah, my mom calls and asks me how the dogs are doing before she asks how I'm doing, and I love it. She knows how exactly how it should be. She calls them her grandkid dogs, and my wife's parents, instead of because we don't have kids of our own, we only have dogs, and we'll only want dogs. So on the wall they have a picture of all their grand dogs with all the other grandkids. The amount's not really bad. Like, um, it actually sounds pretty regular. What's the consistency of the poop like? Are they hard like pellets? Are they like, is it like a fluffy log? Is it runny diarrhea? Or what is it the poop actually like? Is the question. Oh, the black and gray one? Oh, that's so cute. I just love that like coloring. I love black animals, all black animals. I think they're like they shine. Like Kai right over there, he's like reflective. Are they? Do they look dense and like, or are they like all the same size and like fluffy? And this is gonna sound weird. Are they rounded off, or does it look like it's just like broken, like it like broke a log? But then no, that just sounds like the normal amount. It sounds perfect, actually. That consistency. It just dogs need a surprisingly good amount of fiber to have a regular bowel stuff, especially huskies, because huskies will tend to get a lot of. Huskies are, especially rescue huskies, because if they have different genetics mixed in with it, tend to have a lot of allergies to stuff and stomach acid stuff. Um, all this, if what you could do, um, uh, does it look like he's straining at all when she poops? Is it he or she? Remind me. Sorry. It's a she. Well, that's fine. It could be a Pomsky. I used to, we, before Echo, we had a Pomeranian Husky mix that, it was the first dog that wasn't a rescue that we got. And, well, it had an unfortunate accident. But I love Pomskys. So they're just as, they're miniature Huskies, just as smart. So you can train them the same way. Just, they have more energy. But, well, you would know if they were like struggling. Does he squat to poop and it takes him like a long time to poop, or does can he go out and squats to poop? It's normal. Like it just comes out immediately, basically. Well, all what I would do is, it sounds like she's perfectly healthy, but something and perfectly fine. Um, I wouldn't like be worried about it personally. Always double check with your vet because they know your dog a lot better than I can. Um, but things you could do just to make it a little bit easier for them. Um, you could. I always hide if you feed kibble or any food with them. Add water. I add about 2 to 4 cups of water, depending on the size of the dog. If they're small, 2. If they're larger, 4 cups of water to their food every time I feed them. It just helps with their digestion and it helps flush things out and keep things regular um, throughout there. Sometimes it can start acting like too much liquid, and if that happens, um, you can then add some phylum husk. Again, check with your vet to make sure it's okay with for them. But adding phylum husk as a fiber to give them some more fiber also will help regulate their system really well and their immune system. And but the amount at 4 times a day, mine go between 3 to 5 times a day. But some days they get backed up and won't go at all for a full day. You know what I mean? It's kind of like a human there, but if we try and keep it regular, so they'll go 3 to 5 times a day easily. If that makes sense, I might have rambled too much. Oh, that's so cute. Look, I don't ever recommend going raw or that stuff without going and getting a nutrition degree in canine. There, I've cooked my dog's food for a long time, and I've also used kibble for a long time, and that's because I've went and got a certification in canine nutrition. But because it's such a picky, such a thing, you, I don't ever recommend it unless you're a paid client of mine. I don't openly say either or what to do, but I do recommend to be completely educated before you do that, because your dog needs a lot of minerals, vitamins, certain things, certain amounts, just like the human body does. And you can make your dog sick there. But I also think that variety of food is a way to help your dog thrive and be much happier in life, because it'd be boring for you to eat the same thing every single day too. You know? Oh, I know. I think huskies are part cat. I really do. At least 40% cat somehow got into a husky. All right. Hey, I think we're going to be. Well, yeah. So just like. So that's why canine nutrition needs to be taught way more. Just like a human body changes from a teenager where you can eat everything to something else, you can give it tons of junk food to a teenager and it seems to not affect them. And later on, it changes. There, it's the same with dogs. So you gotta change it up. Follow with a doctor visit. Check what they're deficient in, to have them check their weight, do blood work. It's really important to always be following up like that to give them their best living life. And I always, like I said, I make a variety of stuff. Like when I switch between times where I'll cook for them for a while and then I'll go to kibble. But I'm always trying to find good things to actually add to the kibble to at least give them a taste variance, and maybe give them a boost of something after I watch their blood work, things like that. Again, I don't make any food recommendations or like brand recommendations, because you need to feed the dog that is in front of you, and every dog is different, and there's issues are different. So I don't say yay or nay on what I actually recommend. So, and I'm not sponsored by any, because I don't want to be. To have the pressure of recommending something and learning later that it wasn't good when it comes to food, because it changes so rapidly all the time, because there's not been a lot of canine nutrition research, but lately it's become a trending topic. And so, but Gabriel, well, welcome. we are actually going to be logging off for the day. We'll be back on tomorrow around this time. I hope you guys will be on and hang out with us. Yeah, some people say that, and I think there's science behind all of it, and that's why I don't think it's right to say what's good or bad, because it's impossible to really know it all. So I just feed the dogs that I do, and I adjust it based off of their, health, their coat, their symptom. If they have any symptoms, I try and change it and tailor it until I find the one that seems to help all of the issues at that time with that dog, and do it as safely as possible, and then move on. Just like certain people can eat certain things and be fine, dogs have a very similar digestive system. They also have a much stronger digestive system that can do a lot better things and process a lot more than what we normally would as well. So, and like even recently, like years ago, like people thought like high protein diet were the only key to go, but now recently there's been a ton of independent studies that have said a balanced grain or even higher grain to food is just as good, because dogs have adapted into being able to do that. I do a lot of like air drying and treats and things like that on my own. Um, and yeah, I've heard of the Better Good stuff before. I'll check it, but I haven't had it in a long time there. But we once a month we dry like 15 pounds of chicken into little chicken treats, and we use those as our training treats. But we are going to get off because the long guys are going to be getting here, like we were telling everybody, and we'll be on tomorrow, all right? I hope you guys will like and subscribe. It helps so much. And yeah, freeze-dried food is better. We'll end on that, and maybe one day we'll be able to buy a freeze dryer for these dogs. We'll see you tomorrow, Oogie. Thanks for hanging out all day.